The story begins in the city of Yunu, where we see a very luxurious and grand hotel, a 5-star super hotel, the kind where the soap probably costs more than your phone. At that moment, the scene changes to the inside of a hotel room where in the bathroom a girl is showering. Meanwhile, in the room, a man named Feng Kaio is standing. Feng Kaio gently lifts that girl's dress and smells it in a very perverted way, the ultimate red flag. On his face is an evil smile, and he thinks to himself, Yahello, in the end, I will make you mine. The classic villain monologue. Just as he is lost in his twisted thoughts, the doorbell suddenly rings and a voice is heard from outside. Sir, your food delivery has arrived. Hearing this, Feng Kaio gets a little irritated and while walking towards the door comments, I'm coming. As soon as the door opens, we see a delivery person standing outside, and that delivery person is our main character, Yi Chen. With much respect, he says, Sir, your food delivered. But before he can finish his sentence, his gaze drifts into the room. At that moment, the bathroom door opens, and Yahello comes out with a towel wrapped around her and her hair wet. She looks at Feng Kaio and asks, Feng Kaio, did you bring my clothes? But then her gaze falls on Yi Chen, who is standing at the door, and she freezes in surprise, the caught in 4K moment. On the other hand, Yi Chen is also stunned. His mind goes blank, and from the impact, the food package falls from his hands to the floor. Seeing this, Feng Kaio shouts angrily, Hey! At this moment, Yahello, upon seeing Yi Chen, suddenly exclaims, Honey! Hearing this, Feng Kaio is confused. Honey, then Feng Kaio understands who this delivery person really is. He looks Yi Chen up and down and declares with a mocking smile, So Yahello, your useless husband turned out to be a food delivery guy. Laughing, he feels proud of his luck and thinks to himself, I can't believe I ordered from Yahello's pathetic husband. The universe's ironic sense of humor. At this moment, Yi Chen's anger finally erupts. Looking directly into Yahello's eyes, he expresses the pain in his heart. Yahello, I spent 3 years in your family. 3 times a day, I fed your family. His voice grows even heavier when he mentions, in these last 3 years, you didn't even let me touch your hand. With this, we are shown a flashback where Yahello always ignored Yi Chen and told him, Don't come near me, go sleep on the floor. The ultimate friend-zoned husband treat. Returning from the flashback, Yi Chen shouts with anger and pain, I always thought you were a woman of principle, but today you're having fun with another man. With tears in his eyes, he asks, Why did you do this? But on Yahello's face, there isn't a trace of shame. With a cold tone, she comments, Why? Because my husband is just an ordinary food delivery guy. She points proudly at Feng Kaio and declares, Do you know who he is? The CEO of the Feng investment firm, the young master of the Feng family, a first-class family in Yunu whose assets are in the billions. Then looking at Yi Chen with disdainful eyes, she says, Only men like him are worthy of me, not poor people like you. The Gold Digger Manifesto. Seizing this opportunity, Feng Kaio puts his hand on Yahello's shoulder and tells Yi Chen arrogantly. Then insulting him further, he says, If you kneel here and apologize, I'll give you a 5-star rating, the ultimate power move of a petty villain. Hearing this, Yi Chen thinks to himself, You two are so shameless just because you're rich. At this moment, Feng Kaio, moving closer to Yahello, comments, Yahello, don't worry about him, it's just the two of us. But before he can finish his sentence, Yi Chen steps forward and with all his strength, grabs Feng Kaio's neck and shouts, Stop, you damned animal. Feng Kaio begins to choke and screams in pain. Ah, it hurts, let me go. Seeing this, Yahello, on the contrary, starts yelling at Yi Chen. Yi Chen, how dare you lay a hand on him? And threatening him, she declares, If you don't leave right now, I'll call security. At this moment, Yi Chen, seeing his wife protecting that man, breaks inside. Then Yi Chen remembers his past, where in a flashback his grandfather says, This is the fiancée I chose for you. He thinks to himself, When I first saw her, I thought I would have a happy life with her. But returning to the present, he thinks, All that was just my wishful thinking. Before leaving, he gives Yahello one last warning. Yahello, I hope one day you won't regret this. And turning around, he walks out. As soon as he leaves, Yahello shouts, Regret. The biggest regret of my life is having a useless husband like you. After this, the scene changes, and we go outside where Chen sits on his scooter. Then his phone rings. He answers the phone and says in a subdued voice, Hello, Tantan Delivery. And from the other side of the phone comes the calm but respectable voice of an old man who declares, Third young master, your 3-year character test as a son-in-law in the Wan family officially ends today. Hearing this, Yi Chen falls silent for a moment, and the old man continues. The next test is a business test. The old master has already acquired the Jiasheng group, and arrangements have been made to appoint you as chairman. And at this moment, it becomes clear that Yi Chen is not an ordinary delivery person, but a billionaire heir who is only undergoing a test, the ultimate secretly op reveal. Yi Chen's facial expressions gradually change. His anger calms, and with a tranquil tone he says, Okay, I understand. After saying this, the old man asks with a bit of doubt, The old master also wants to know how you're getting along with the young lady. Should we formally accept her into the family and make her one of the heirs? Hearing this, Yi Chen's face hardens, and without thinking, he immediately responds, No need, she's not worth it. And saying this, he hangs up the phone. After this, the scene changes to 8 p.m. in the Xincheng residential community of Yunu, where we see on one side, Yahello, and on the other, Yi-Chen packing his luggage. Then Yahello arrives and with a cold and sarcastic tone comments, "Are you thinking of running away from home? It's really worth it over something so small." Hearing her words, Yi-Chen stops and asks her a direct question. "You think cheating is just something small?" Faced with this question from Yi-Chen, Yahello doesn't feel the slightest bit of shame. Instead, showing even more attitude, she says clearly, "And what do you expect, that I apologize to you?" Then, as if doing him a favor, she continues, "You eat our food, drink our water, and live in our house. Even if I did something wrong to you, you'll have to tolerate it." Hearing such shameless words, Yi-Chen's patience finally breaks, and he shouts angrily, "Wan Yahello, I have tolerated your Wan family. For 3 years, your mom and dad publicly insulted and hit me countless times, and not once did I respond." The suppressed anger of years pours out in his voice when he says, "Your uncle and his sons bullied me, and all of you acted as if you saw nothing. You never even let me touch you, and I respected that too." And he continues, "That was because I cared about you, but from today on, I don't want to tolerate all this anymore." Then, making his decision clear in simple words, Yi-Chen declares, "Wan Yahello, let's get a divorce." Hearing the word divorce, Yahello is shocked and shouts angrily, "Yi-Chen, how dare you ask me for a divorce?" And then, trying to scare and humiliate him, she comments, "If you weren't so useless, why would I? And let me tell you, I'm not kidding. After the divorce, you won't be able to live in a 100-square-meter luxury apartment, and you won't be able to drive an Audi." Hearing this threat, Yi-Chen lets out a cold, sarcastic laugh and mentions, "A luxury apartment and Audi, I don't need them." And shouting even louder with rage, she says, "Fine, divorce. I don't know what Grandpa was thinking when he married me to a loser like." Without losing a second, Yi-Chen responds directly, "Then let's go tomorrow morning to the Civil Affairs office and get divorced." But then Yahello, stopping a little, comments, "Tomorrow won't be possible. Tomorrow is Grandma's birthday, and the whole family must gather at her house before 10 a.m. Then, continuing the conversation clearly, she says, "And this decision was made by the older generation. First, I have to discuss this with my family." Hearing this, Yi-Chen only says, "Then explain it to your family as soon as possible. I'll wait for your call." Saying this, he takes his bag and starts to leave without looking back. From behind, Yahello screams like crazy, "Bastard loser, you'll definitely regret divorcing me. In just a few days, you'll come crawling back and beg me." But Yi-Chen, completely ignoring her words, walks out of the house where it is raining heavily. He stands in the rain when his phone rings again. He answers the call and says, "Hello." And from the other side, the same old man says, "Young master, the car is waiting for you on the corner." Hearing this, Yi-Chen turns to look, and there isn't just one, but an entire convoy of black Rolls-Royces parked. Next to each car are bodyguards dressed in black suits who, upon seeing Yi-Chen, bow simultaneously and shout loudly, "Young master." The rain becomes more intense. Then a bodyguard steps forward and offers an umbrella. "Young master, umbrella." But Yi-Chen refuses it and comments, "No need. The rain helps me clear my mind." Then another bodyguard steps forward and puts an expensive coat over Yi-Chen's shoulders. And as soon as he puts on that coat, his entire aura changes, the glow-up scene. Then in a loud voice, he gives just one order, "Let's go." And as soon as the convoy moves, the people around are shocked to see this scene. From the crowd come voices, "Wow, Rolls-Royce." And someone else shouts, "They're all Rolls-Royces. What's happening?" From above, Yahello also hears this noise from the apartment window and looks down below. Confused, she thinks to herself, "Why are so many Rolls-Royces passing by here? Did some very important person come?" She has no idea that this important person is the same one she just kicked out of the house, the dramatic irony. With this, we are told about the Yi family. The world only knows mysterious families like the Rothschilds, DuPonts, and Morgans, but the most mysterious family is actually the Yi family, whose assets are over 100 billion. Yet they remain very discreet, and you won't find their name on any rich list, the ultimate hidden dragons trope. The scene changes, and Yi-Chen has already arrived near a helicopter where a bodyguard respectfully says, "Young master, this way." And here we are told how the Yi family prepares its heirs. Candidates of the next generation undergo tests and selection from the age of 3. By age 5, they learn martial arts, piano, and violin simultaneously. And by age 18, they have already completed the 4-year program of an American university's business school. But it's not just studies. To mold their character, the elders of the family give them special tests. At this, Yi-Chen remembers that day 3 years ago on the Yi family estate when his grandfather ordered him, "Yi-Chen, I am arranging your marriage with the Wan family, a second-class family of Yunu." Returning to the present, Yi-Chen, sitting in the helicopter, thinks, "At that time I accepted this test of my own will, but now all that is over." After a while, the helicopter lands on a palace-like mansion. The guards receive him. "Young master, welcome back." And so he has returned to his true home and his true identity. Looking towards the mansion, he thinks to himself, Yi-Chen has returned. The scene changes again to the next morning at 10 a.m. in the Villasician area of Yunu, where the birthday of the old lady of the Wan family is being celebrated, and everyone is giving their congratulations. "Grandma, happy birthday," and "Mom, may you live 200 years. Then someone from the crowd asks Yahello, "Hey, that loser Yi-Chen didn't come." Yahello hesitates a bit and comments, "He probably went to work." Hearing this, Wan Junny and Wan Maoyan laugh and say, "Work." Delivering food, Wan Junny says angrily, "He's a stain on our Wan family. Once he crashed into my Mercedes and I didn't have the courage to tell my friends he's our relative." Hearing all this, the old lady Wan gets furious and orders, "Call him here right now. He has no manners." Seeing Grandma's anger, Yahello panics and says, "Grandma, today he didn't come because we're getting a divorce." Hearing this, Grandma shouts, shocked, "What divorce? Who gave you permission to divorce? Did you forget that your late grandfather arranged your marriage?" Faced with this, Yahello immediately starts her crying drama. She falls to her knees and says, "Grandpa, I don't dare go against Grandpa's last wish." But Yi Chen crossed the line. He is having an affair with another woman outside. Hearing these words from Yahello, Grandma becomes even more furious and declares angrily, "That animal. For 3 years we gave him a mansion to live in, gave him luxury cars to drive." Then Wan Junny intervenes and says, "Yahello, don't be offended because your older brother is saying this, but in this you also have some blame. 3 years have passed since your marriage, but you never let him touch you." But Grandma's anger, instead of decreasing, increases more. With a firm voice she declares, "No matter what Yahello or he have done, Yi Chen still has no right to look for another woman. Bring that animal here right now. Today I'll show him the justice of our family." Hearing Grandma's order, Yahello says fearfully, "Yes," and quickly makes the call. When the call connects, Yi Chen asks from the other side, "What is it?" And Yahello arrogantly comments, "Grandma wants you to come." But Yi Chen, without thinking, responds directly, "I'm not coming." And saying this, he hangs up. Seeing this, Yahello fills with rage and thinks to herself, "How dare he hang up on me?" Then she informs Grandma, "He's not coming." Hearing this, Grandma's temper completely flares up and she declares angrily, "The value of a live-in son-in-law is no more than that of a dog, and yet he has the audacity to throw a tantrum. Junny, you go and bring him here by force." Junny happily says, "Okay." Saying this, he leaves. After Junny leaves, Grandma addresses everyone and says, "Today I called you all early because yesterday at the Jiasheng group, a new chairman arrived. No one knows who he is or where he came from." Then she explains, "Right now we are negotiating a 70 million funding deal, but the contract hasn't been signed yet. Everyone knows that our Dinshin real estate has always collaborated with the Jiasheng group. That's why building good relations with the new chairman of the Jiasheng group is the most important thing for the future of our Wan family." On the other hand, the scene changes where we see Yi Chen, and his bodyguard asks, a little confused, "Young master, why are you still wearing the delivery clothes?" Faced with this, Yi Chen responds in a calm tone, "Today is the last day of my contract as a delivery person. I want to finish what I started." And he thinks to himself that it's not yet time to reveal his identity. It's easier to see the enemy in the open when I'm in the shadow. Then suddenly his phone rings, and there we see Wan Junny, who comes in his car to look for Yi Chen. On the call he says, "Hello Yi Chen, it's Wan Junny. Where are you? Let's talk." And Yi Chen, without fear, responds calmly, "I'm delivering food in the Luyan residential community." Wan Junny, with a cold laugh, says, "I'm coming there right now. Wait for me." And shortly after, Junny brings his car at full speed. He arrives near Yi Chen and brakes hard. Then he rolls down the car window and says with an arrogant attitude, "Get in the car. Grandma wants to see you." Hearing this, Yi Chen, without stopping, responds directly, "Even if your grandma supports Wan Yahello, it's pointless. I'm getting a divorce anyway." Hearing Yi Chen's words, Wan Junny gets furious and shouts angrily, "Are you crazy? My grandma is going to support you. She wants to give you family justice." Faced with this, Yi Chen calmly asks, "Family justice based on what?" Hearing this question, Junny becomes even angrier and pointing his finger blames him. "Based on you looking for a woman outside. No matter what Wan Yahello is, she's still a member of the Wan family. You wronged the Wan family, so you deserve to die." Hearing this, Yi Chen slowly takes off his helmet and asks in surprise, "I look for a woman outside. That's what Wan Yahello said." And in the next moment, he can't contain his laughter and laughs out loud. Seeing his laughter, Junny, annoyed, asks, "What are you laughing at?" Then Yi Chen's face becomes completely serious and he thinks angrily to himself, "Wan Yahello, that shameless woman. Even bullying has a limit." Seeing Yi Chen's changing aura, Junny's heart feels a little fear and he thinks to himself, "What's happening? Why did Yi Chen's expression suddenly become so terrifying, as if a superior is looking down on everyone?" But then he convinces himself, "No, I'm definitely seeing wrong. How can this useless trash have such an aura?" Hearing this, Junny opens the car door and gets out threateningly. "It seems your skin is itching again." And he advances to attack Yi Chen. "I'm going to beat you up." But before he can raise his hand, Yi Chen turns and delivers a powerful kick to his face, making Junny scream in pain. And with anger he says, "You trash, you dared to fight back." Saying this, he takes a knife from his pocket and shouts, "I'm going to carry out family justice for Grandma. I'm going to cut you and kill you." And saying this, he begins to attack quickly with the knife. Slash, slash, slash. But Yi Chen, with great ease, dodges all his attacks and with a precise hit strikes his hand, making the knife fall. Immediately after, Yi Chen unleashes a rain of punches, brutally hitting Junny's face. In just a few seconds, Junny falls to the ground and screams in pain. "Ow, ow." After leaving Junny in a bad state, Yi Chen gives him a cold warning. "Go back and tell the Wan family that I am no longer their dog who comes when called and leaves when signaled. No one can give me orders unless I want it." Lying on the ground, Junny shouts angrily, You live in son-in-law, just wait. The scene changes and we see the view of the Wanjeo hotel. There the old lady Wan is waiting and then Junny also arrives. Seeing him, she says happily, Junny, always so efficient. But then Junny staggers out of the car and cries, Grandma. Seeing Junny's swollen face, Grandma is shocked and asks, My good grandson, who hit you like this? Who beat you? Junny, crying, complains, Grandma, it was that useless husband of Wan Yeaya who hit. Hearing this, Junny's father, Wan Yeachin, who is standing nearby, turns red with anger and declares, That useless thing dared to hurt you. I want him dead. Then he says, Let's call the police, Grandma. Faced with this, Grandma, shaking her head, explains, This is a family matter. Don't worry. I'll definitely make him receive the punishment he deserves. If we call the police, this shameful matter will easily spread through the news. Then Grandma turns to Yeachin and orders, Yeachin, I know you have some friends in the underworld. Let them teach that animal a hard lesson and bring him back before me. There Yi Chen is walking. Then two big thugs block his way and ask, Are you Yi Chen? Come with us. Seeing them, Yi Chen understands and comments, The Wan family sent people again, right? Today is my last day delivering food. I'm not going anywhere. Hearing his words, the thug says angrily, You're refusing a toast only to be forced to drink a forfeit. First, break his hands, then we'll talk. And both attack him, but in the next moment, only screams are heard. And after beating them all, Yi Chen checks his delivery bag and sighs in relief, saying, Luckily, the work wasn't affected. But then one of the thugs, with courage, gets up to attack from behind and shouts, Wait. Hearing this, Yi Chen, without turning, just throws a powerful punch backward, making that thug fly through the air and fall far away, lying there motionless. Yi Chen checks his bag again and says, Luckily, the food is okay. After this, he gets on his scooter and heading towards the next destination, comments, Only one last order left. Huan Yan nervously informs his mother, Mom, the professional fighters I hired were taken down by Yi Chen. The old Madame Wan is shocked and furious. Is there no one who can handle that beast? Nearby guests murmur in surprise. My God, could that useless live-in son-in-law actually be a martial artist? An elderly man nearby speaks up. Madame, Mr. Ma Kun, the general agent for 2&2 Delivery, has come to offer his birthday congratulations. Hearing the name, Yeachin says, Isn't he Yi Chen's boss? Mom, I have a good idea. Ma Kun enters holding expensive wine. He approaches respectfully. Madame, I heard you enjoy drinking. Here is a bottle of 1990 Romanée Conti for you. Happy birthday, I wish you a long and healthy life. Madame Wan accepts the gift, her face downcast. Thank you, President Ma. Ma Kun notices her mood. Madame Wan, what's wrong? You seem upset. Madame Wan takes a deep breath. President Ma, I'm afraid you'll laugh, but our Wan family is facing a serious domestic problem. Yeachin interjects. It's because of Yi Chen, the live-in son-in-law. Ma Kun is surprised. That live-in son-in-law cheated and hurt your young master. He thinks to himself, then laments aloud. It's a pity I don't have many connections here, or I'd teach that ungrateful fool a lesson. Yeachin quickly adds, No, President Ma, you can help. That wretch is your employee. He works for 2&2 Delivery. Ma Kun is stunned. Yi Chen is a delivery employee. A confident smile appears on his face. President Wan, leave this matter to me. Ma Kun immediately calls on his phone. Hello, Zio Li. Check employee Yi Chen's number and location. Good, assign him an order right now. Location, Grand Wan Hotel. 15 minutes later, Yi Chen arrives outside. He calls, Mr. Ma, your delivery is here. I'm at the hotel entrance. Ma Kun's voice is cold. Bring it inside. Yi Chen grows suspicious. This is the Wan family's venue, he says politely. Hotel policy doesn't allow couriers inside. Please come out to collect it. Ma Kun replies, Fine, wait there, and hangs up. Outside, Yi Chen hears multiple footsteps. Damn, this is a trap. Ma Kun emerges with Madame Wan and the whole family. Madame Wan, this way, he says respectfully. He walks straight up to Yi Chen. Take off your uniform and credentials now. Yi Chen is confused. What do you mean? Junny laughs loudly. Idiot, this is your top boss, Ma Kun, general agent of 2&2 Delivery. Ma Kun adds threateningly, If you don't believe me, I'll have manager Key call you. Yi Chen's phone rings immediately. The manager shouts, Yi Chen, how did you offend President Ma? You're fired. Hearing this, Yi Chen's anger and disappointment explode. I wanted to end this peacefully, but this bastard ruined everything. Ma Kun yells, Hurry up, take it off, you're fired, strip, take it all off. Furious, Yi Chen removes his jacket. Someone recording laughs. Ha ha ha, he looks exactly like a stray dog. Yeachin mocks him. Useless trash, where's your arrogance now? You dared to hit my son, didn't you? Ignoring them, Yi Chen says calmly, Boss Ma, I heard your agency contract with 2&2 Delivery expires this. Ma Kun is shocked and angry. How does he know? He feigns confidence. What does that have to do with you? Yi Chen announces, No need to go to the capital to discuss renewal. You won't be an agent anymore. Ma Kun is furious. Who do you think you are? You say I can't be an agent, so I can't. Do you know how close my relationship is with 2&2 CEO? Madame Wan, sitting nearby, intervenes angrily. Yi Chen, you animal, kneel. She announces to the crowd, Today in front of everyone, I will execute family justice on you. First, you cheated and wronged Yao. Then you hit my grandson. Yi Chen refuses clearly. Old lady, keep dreaming. Why would I kneel? Madame Wan reminds him of the past. 3 years ago, when you married into our family, you personally promised me. I ask you, does that old promise of yours still count? That if you ever did something harmful to the Wan family, you would accept our family's justice. Yi Chen stands fearlessly, chest high. What I, Yi Chen, say naturally counts. Madame Wan immediately orders, good, bring the Wan family's joint dragon ruler. Yachen quickly responds, yes. A moment later, they bring a shining golden dragon ruler, the ultimate +5 family drama weapon. This punishment weapon is explained, being struck on the face with it causes pain for at least 3 days. A few more strikes and the flesh rots. Madame Wan orders angrily, Yachen, hit him 20 times for me. Yachen takes the ruler. Yes. Yao's father Wan Yi steps forward. Mother, it was my fault for not disciplining my son-in-law properly. Let me teach him personally. But at that moment, Yao herself arrives and snatches the ruler from her father's hand. Let me do it. He's my husband. Let me hit him. Seeing this, Yi Chen wears a different expression. A sarcastic smile appears. He directly attacks Yao's hypocrisy. First, you cheated and then framed me for cheating. That wasn't enough. Now you want to slap my face too. He doesn't stop but elevates his sarcasm. Wow, what a good wife. I really married a once-in-a-century virtuous wife. The ultimate backhanded compliment. Hearing this bitter truth, Yao's face turns red with anger. But in the next moment, to satisfy her ego and show power, she announces loudly, he is my husband. If anyone is going to hit him, that right is mine alone. She justifies this to herself. Just as she's thinking this, the scene suddenly changes. Junyi, standing nearby, lunges forward and snatches the dragon ruler from Yao's hand. His anger is out of control. His face red, he shouts at Yi Chen, you damn dog. As soon as the weapon is in his hand, Junyi's confidence soars. He advances on Yi Chen with full force. How dare you hit me? Watch me ruin your face today. He swings the ruler through the air. But before it hits Yi Chen, there's a twist. Yi Chen, with lightning speed, catches Junyi's wrist in midair. Before Junyi can react, Yi Chen counterattacks, planting a powerful slap directly on Junyi's face. The slap is so forceful Junyi screams in pain. The talk shit, get hit principle in action. All the guests are shocked. No one can believe the Wan family's live-in son-in-law actually raised a hand against the Wan grandson. People begin to murmur. Oh my god, what just happened? Seeing her grandson hit, Madame Wan's anger peaks. She shouts, do you have any idea how many department heads and directors are here? She threatens him. Those people can have you arrested on the spot and thrown in jail. Despite the grave threat, Yi Chen stands completely relaxed, his mind cold. I believe all the guests here saw clearly. It was Wan Junyi who attacked me with a weapon first. I was only defending myself. A guest steps from the crowd, complicating things. But you just said you were willing to accept the Wan family's justice. Yet when it was time for punishment, you went back on your word. Is that fitting for a man? Others support him. Absolutely right. This guy isn't trustworthy. Yi Chen interrupts them, stating his condition. I am willing to accept the Wan family's justice, on the condition that I have actually done wrong. Hearing this, Madame Wan explodes. You sought women behind Yao's back and hit my grandson. Isn't that enough? Now, Yi Chen's patience ends. He puts the truth before everyone. In these 3 years, I loved Wan Yao with all my heart. My attention never strayed. Then he shouts, I'll tell the real truth. The one who cheated is your granddaughter. Yesterday, she took a room with Feng Xiao at the Yahello Hotel. You can check the room records if you want. Hearing the name, an uproar breaks out in the crowd. Everyone is surprised, talking all at once. Feng Xiao, the second young master of the Feng family. Someone else says, I heard long ago the Wan family was looking for a Feng son as a son-in-law. Seems it's true. Gossip spreads. Seeing her reputation trampled, Yao gets nervous and immediately starts covering up. She tells her grandmother and everyone, don't listen to his nonsense. Yesterday, I met Feng Xiao only to discuss business. She defends herself with logic. Everyone knows our Jin Chen real estate is raising capital these days. I only went with young Master Feng to discuss funding. Yi Chen immediately counterattacks. To discuss business, you needed to get a hotel room. To talk, you needed to use a towel. He points at the crowd. Do you take everyone here for fools? The atmosphere is heating up when suddenly some people looking toward the door shout, Hey, young Master Feng has arrived. Another man laughs. Perfect timing. We speak of him and he appears. Feng Xiao arrives and asks, what's going on here with everyone? Seeing Feng Xiao, Yao runs to him, acting the poor victim. Young Master Feng, this live-in son-in-law is forcibly accusing me of having an affair with you. She makes a request. Quick, tell everyone I really only went to discuss business with you yesterday. Hearing Yao's words, Feng Xiao boils with anger inside. This useless freeloader actually exposed my affair with Wan Yao in front of so many people. But outwardly calm, he addresses the crowd. Please, everyone, don't pay attention to this useless Yi Chen's words. Yao and I are innocent. He explains, yesterday, she only came to deliver a document to me. Then, with total arrogance, he turns to Yi Chen and challenges him. You're saying I'm having an affair with Yao. Do you have any evidence? A video? A photo? Saying this, he feels happy inside because he knows the evidence has been deleted. Let's see what this live-in son-in-law has to say now. To make his argument stronger, Feng Xiao creates a new story in front of everyone. He draws the crowd to his side. Who would have thought his attitude would be so terrible? He threw my ordered food on the ground. He concludes, that's why I gave him a 1-star rating. That's the only reason for his anger. To prove his point, he immediately points out Ma Kun in the crowd. By chance, the Tuan delivery general agent, Boss Ma, is also here. He says to Boss Ma, please check your delivery records from yesterday. Hearing this, Boss Ma takes out his phone and checking confirms, young Master Feng is absolutely correct. Yesterday, he really received a 1-star rating. He gives details. Hearing this, the guests present begin to look at Yi Chen with disdainful eyes and pass comments. Hearing everyone's words, Yi Chen looks directly at Yao and questions, why did I throw that delivery on the ground? Won't you help explain this? But Yao blames him. This happened because you're not diligent in your work. Your tolerance is too weak. Hearing this from her mouth, Yi Chen starts laughing heartily. He laughs, then throws an indirect remark. Wow, what a thing, not diligent in your work. What tolerance? Then he laments in his mind. Yi Chen, what hopes do you still have for this self-interested woman? After this, he gets serious and asks in front of everyone, you all say I sought women outside. Do you have any proof? Hearing this, Madame Wan looks questioningly at Yao, who fearfully shakes her head in denial. With no proof, Madame Wan changes the subject. Since none of you have proof, then let's end this matter here. But the fact that you hit my grandson cannot end just like that. Hearing this, Yi Chen responds, he attacked me with a knife at the entrance of the Lu Yuan residential community. Giving logic, he mentions, there are cameras there and the community security can also testify. I was only defending myself within the legal framework. He challenges directly. If you want to pursue this, let's call the police. If I go in, I guarantee he won't escape consequences either. Hearing this, Madame Wan is enraged and throws an indirect remark. Fine, 3 years eating my Wan family's bread, you've become quite capable, haven't you? Angrily, she asks, after hitting my grandson, the next step is to hit me. But hearing this, Yi Chen says calmly, Madame Wan, I have always respected you. Making a promise, he mentions, I promise you, as long as Wan Zhenyi doesn't provoke me first in the future, I will have no problem with. Then he makes his final demand. I only have one request. I hope you will permit me and Wan Yao to divorce. Hearing the word divorce, Madame Wan declares, fine, that's just fine. Then she announces loudly, friends, everyone knows 3 years ago my family took in a live-in son-in-law. This marriage was arranged by my late husband. In these 3 years, although Yao was unhappy, she continues her speech. To fulfill the elder's last wish, Yao's parents spoke to me several times about divorce, but I refused each time. Hearing this, murmurs break out among the guests. Then she continued. My granddaughter Yao is considered the #1 beauty of Yun City by everyone's affection. I don't need to say who is worthy of whom. Then she announces her final decision. Today, this Yi Chen hit my grandson and slandered my granddaughter and our family friend Feng Xiao. She shouts clearly, I have decided I will no longer respect my late husband's last wish. I announce that Yi Chen, from now on, is not my Wan family's son-in-law. From this moment, he is expelled from my Wan family. The ultimate, you can't fire me, I quit, but reversed. Hearing this, Yachen orders a waiter. Waiter, serve drinks to everyone for the celebration. After that, the atmosphere changes. The waiter serves wine to everyone, and as expected, happy for the Wan family's decision, all the guests begin to congratulate. Congratulations, Madame Wan. Congratulations, Yao. Everyone says in unison, and a strange kind of joy spreads in the air. Amid this celebration, Wan Yao's mother steps forward, capturing attention. Thank you, everyone. By the way, I want to give you all some good news. Declaring with much pride, she says, our Yao and Yi Chen have slept separately for the last 3 years. He hasn't even touched our Yao's hand. Making the matter even clearer, she emphasizes, Yao is still a virgin. At this point, hearing these words from her mother, Yao blushes red with embarrassment. Mom. But hearing this, Yi Chen thinks to himself, this is nothing more than business. He analyzes. This is Wan Yao's choice, to be valued by the family as some kind of commodity so that in the end the highest bidder can buy her. The meaning was clear. By proclaiming her virginity, they were increasing her market value, the ultimate for sale sign. After this, Yi Chen also takes a glass of wine that's there, but not to drink. Extending the glass toward Yao, he passes one last sarcastic comment. Wan Yao, congratulations. Finally, you can find a man who matches your stature. Hearing this, Yao returns to her old arrogance. She feels Yi Chen is still afraid of losing her. So arrogantly, she declares, if you kneel and beg me now, then maybe I'll ask Grandma not to give you the divorce for now. Hearing this, Yi Chen responds, full of anger and hatred, clarifying her misunderstanding. You cheated on me, and on top of that, you want me to kneel and beg you. The matter returns to the same point. In Yi Chen's gaze, no respect for Yao remains. He then turns the wine glass over and pours all the alcohol onto the floor, a direct insult, and continues saying, you are not worthy of this. Seeing this attitude from Yi Chen, Yao's anger reaches the 7th heaven. She can't believe the person who until yesterday obeyed her every word is now rejecting her. She thinks to herself, Yi Chen, this vile and disgusting man, has gone crazy today. He's rebelled directly. Grandma, just giving him the divorce would be a great escape for him. We can't let him go so easily. He humiliated us. Zhenyi, standing nearby and already upset with Yi Chen, also seizes the opportunity and supports her. Then, addressing all the guests present, she shouts loudly for all to hear. Listen, everyone. This Yi Chen has wasted 3 precious years of my granddaughter's youth and moreover hit my grandson. He took advantage of our trust maliciously. Everyone here today are big shots from various industries in Yun City. You all have status. So I ask all of you, please help me and cut off every single one of his means to make a living. He must realize what the result of opposing us is, the classic, ruin his life villain speech. Hearing old Madame Wan's words, murmuring begins. People start talking amongst themselves in surprise. Interrupting the discussion, Feng Xiao steps from the crowd. Not wanting to miss this chance to look good in the Wan family's eyes, he announces, representing the Feng family, I am ready to support the Wan family. People in the crowd immediately recognize him. Hey, this is the eldest son of the Feng family. That same family that owns the largest chain of affordable luxury hotels in Yun City. As soon as Feng Xiao finishes speaking, it's as if a competition has begun. Another man steps forward. Listen, everyone, I am John He, owner of the Luyi Luanyi and San Ti Tian Tian restaurants. Showing his power and experience, he says, I've been in Yun City's catering business for 20 years. I am also ready to support the Wan family to stop Yi Chen's livelihood in this city. He barely finishes speaking when Ma Kun, not wanting to be left behind, also steps forward. I am your younger brother, Ma Kun, general agent for 2 and 2 in delivery in Yun City. Seeing so many people against him, Yi Chen isn't scared. Instead, he begins to count calmly. Hotels, waitering, food delivery. These 3 industries have already completely blacklisted me. You've put in all your effort. Then he asks mockingly, are there any other industries left? If so, let them step forward too. Hearing this, a man steps forward and shouts, I am the CEO of Golden Mini Karaoke. My dream is to have zero connection with you. No karaoke or bar in Yun City will have a place for you in the entertainment industry, blocking the fun, employment. We need to block this path too. She asks the crowd, who among you can also close off this path? Who has influence over all the rich people? Hearing this, the hall suddenly falls silent, and people begin to murmur. In Yun City, there are many rich people. No one can claim to know all the rich people of Yun City and influence them, right? It will be very hard to find a single person like that. Then the scene changes and our gaze falls on an extremely beautiful girl. Sitting elegantly on a sofa, she hadn't been paying attention to any of this. Her mere presence indicated she was different from everyone else, the mysterious beauty archetype. Seeing that girl, Wan Yaochen is stunned, his soul seemingly gone. He thinks, who is this beautiful lady? When did she arrive? I didn't notice. The next moment he realizes she isn't just any guest and nervously steps forward quick. Oh, President Qin, when did you arrive? Forgive me for not receiving you at the door. Please pardon me. I've made a huge mistake. Ma Kun doesn't recognize her and asks in surprise, President Wan, who is this beauty? Please introduce us. Who is she to make you so worried? Yaochen, staring at him, thinks, Ma Kun, have you really been provincial in Yun City? You don't know this lady. Your ignorance will cost you dearly. Then, presenting her to everyone with pride, he says clearly, she is the famous vice president of the Jiasheng Group, President Qin Hongyan. Her name alone is enough. Hearing the name, an uproar breaks out in the entire hall. The impact is clearly seen on everyone's faces. This great beauty is the vice president of the Jiasheng Group. People begin to talk in surprise. Although the chairman of Jiasheng has always been like a divine dragon, seen only in shadow, never face, I've heard the vice president Qin's power is immense. She's the real public face of the company. Someone else adds, you said it well. In the country, the big international orders worth hundreds of billions that they received were all signed by her personally. It can be said she is below 1 man, but above 10,000. He thinks to himself, oh, the vice president of my company. That means she works for me. On this side, Wan Yaochen doesn't want to miss any opportunity to impress President Qin. Her reach is above all others. Ma Kun also immediately supports him. Absolutely correct. Absolutely correct. Along with President Qin's impressive beauty, she's probably that one person all the rich people of Yun City want to know. Hearing this, Qin Hongyan becomes a bit sarcastic. She didn't like this flattery. She declares, by your words, it seems as if I'm having an affair with all the rich people of Yun City. Watch your words, the I'm not a gold digger clapback. Hearing these cutting words, Ma Kun gets nervous and immediately begins to apologize. Sorry, my tongue slipped, that wasn't my intention. But despite apologizing outwardly, Ma Kun is thinking something else. Swallowing his saliva, he has a dirty thought. President Qin, please take action and cut off this Yi Chen's livelihood. Your one word will be enough. At the same time, he calculates in his mind. My Wan family recently gave quite a few benefits to this Vice President Qin to obtain 70 million in financing from the Jiasheng Group. I hope she supports us. Meanwhile, Qin Hongyan takes a cigarette from her bag and places it between her lips. Her style was completely carefree. Seeing this, all the men present like madmen, take out their lighters and step forward, hoping to be the first to light her cigarette and get her attention, the simping Olympics. But Qin Hongyan ignores them all as if they aren't there. With her finger, she makes a gesture and calls to Yi Chen, who is standing in the crowd. Come here. Seeing this, Yi Chen thinks to himself, this vice president of my company, whom I've never met, is a bit interesting. Putting everything aside, she's calling me. Then he asks, what do you want? Qin Hongyan orders directly, light my cigarette. Hearing this, all the people are stunned. They murmur amongst themselves. President Chin actually asked that useless trash to light her cigarette. We're all standing here and she chose him. I don't understand what special quality or talent that useless trash has. Maybe she wants to humiliate. But surprising everyone, Yi Chen directly refuses. I don't have a lighter. The people are shocked again. He doesn't have a lighter. There are so many lighters here present, you don't know how to ask. He's really publicly rejecting the top goddess of Yun City's wealthy circle, Chin Hongyan. Look at his audacity, the ultimate I don't care flex. Hearing this, Chin Hongyan rises from her seat and approaches Yi Chen. On her face, there is nothing but something more. Getting very close, she asks, name. Hearing this, Yi Chen asks, what name? Chin Hongyan emphasizes again, your name. Yi Chen says in an irritated tone, can't you hear well? Didn't Wan Yaochen just say my name is Yi Chen? Why do you need to ask over and over? Hearing this, Wan Yaochen shouts angrily, you don't have permission to disrespect President Chin. Know your place. But Chin Hongyan, raising her hand, signals for him to be quiet. She was liking this attitude from Yi Chen. She gets even closer to Yi Chen, so close the distance between them becomes almost nothing. She puts her hand on Yi Chen's chest and says, Yi Chen, just because your surname is the same as our newly appointed chairman of the Jiasheng group, I want to give you a way out. Take advantage of this coincidence. She looks him up and down and slowly says, looking at you carefully, you actually look quite good. You have something about you. Then she makes an offer that leaves everyone shocked. Listen to my request, and then I'll let you become my personal bodyguard. How about it? Hearing this, an uproar breaks out in the entire hall. People exclaim, President Chin is trying to save that guy Yi Chen. We want to ruin him, and she's giving him a job, becoming the personal bodyguard of such a great beauty. Could it be President Chin's heart has fallen for that guy? This is a change of fortune. Yao, standing far away and seeing all this, burns with anger and confusion. She doesn't understand why this great lady is saving the man she wants to cast out. What does this Chin Hongyan mean? Amid this uproar, a bell rings in Wan Yaochen's mind. Suddenly impacted, he realizes the new chairman's surname is also the same as this guy's. Without wasting time, he immediately asks, the surname of the new chairman of the Jiasheng group is also Yi. He can't control his curiosity. To confirm the matter, he continues, President Chin, may I know the full name of Chairman Yi? Hearing this direct question, Chin Hongyan becomes a bit defensive. The truth was she herself didn't know this, but hiding her ignorance and showing confidence, she says, I'm sorry. Chairman Yi for now doesn't want many people to know about, but Chin Hongyan, who appears confident on the outside, is scared inside and thinks, I myself don't know the name of that mysterious new chairman. If they find out, it will be a joke. Seeing her condition and mask of confidence, Yi Chen smiles inwardly and thinks, she definitely doesn't know my identity, or else she wouldn't have asked me to light her cigarette earlier. Understanding the situation, Yi Chen asks directly, President Chin, how do you plan to arrange my livelihood? In response, Chin Hongyan, without any qualms, sets a condition and declares, as long as you kneel and apologize separately to old Madame Wan, to Wan Junyi, and to your wife, I am willing to intervene and save. After that, I'll hire you as my personal bodyguard with a salary of 200,000 a year. Hearing her offer, comments begin among the people present. People start murmuring. President Chin is trying to save that guy Yi Chen. Why? Someone calculating in surprise mentions, just by bowing and asking for forgiveness, he'll be saved from the blacklist and also become the personal bodyguard of a beauty like President Chin. This wretch will definitely say yes. Hearing all this, the anger of Yao, standing far away, increases even more. She thinks, what's wrong with this woman? She's constantly defending Yi Chen. She immediately goes to her grandmother and complains. Grandmother, President Chin is trying to go against you. But old Madame Wan's reaction is completely unexpected. Instead of getting angry, impressed by Chin Hongyan's shrewdness, she comments, this woman is a player of a very high level. It's no surprise she's vice president of Jiasheng at such a young age. Explaining the situation there, she says, look, she doesn't bother anyone easily and can make any man become her admirer and feel grateful. Now everyone thinks Yi Chen will take this golden offer with open hands. But then Yi Chen's face becomes completely cold, and without any doubt, he responds directly, I refuse. Hearing this direct answer, Yao's eyes fly wide open. Chin Hongyan can't believe what she's hearing. She shouts in anger and frustration. Say that again? In her mind, she couldn't digest this. This little live-in son-in-law actually rejected me in front of everyone. Then suddenly the scene takes a turn. Yi Chen quickly steps forward and getting very close to Chin Hongyan, grabs her ear. Pulling her ear, he shouts loudly, I said I refuse. Seeing this, Chin Hongyan screams in pain. Ah, her ear goes numb, and on her face, pain and shame are visible at the same time. The ultimate, how dare you touch me shock. Seeing this disrespect, Yaochen loses control, and pointing his finger at Yi Chen shouts, how dare you raise a hand against President Chin. But Yi Chen completely relaxed, justifying his action while mocking comments, I thought President Chin couldn't hear well, so I went close to her ear and spoke. Seeing her humiliation, Chin Hongyan's anger goes out of control. Staring fixedly at Yi Chen, she challenges him. Fine, very fine, Yi Chen, you have guts. Boiling with anger in her mind, she thinks this live-in son-in-law doesn't know what's good for him. Now the matter goes directly to threats. She turns toward the old madame and announces in front of everyone. Old Madame Wan, I, Qin Hongyan, Vice President of the Jiasheng Group, am ready to support the Wan family and will block every single path for Yi Chen to survive in Yun City. As soon as this final announcement is made, the guests present begin to laugh at Yi Chen. One man throws an indirect remark. Yi Chen, the useless trash, can't even become a bodyguard now. Another man, also laughing, adds fuel to the fire and predicts the future. Later, you won't have any chance to survive in Yun City. Seeing all this, Yao feels satisfaction in her mind and says, you cut off your own feet with an axe. You should have just endured everything I did to you quietly. And after hearing all this, when everyone thought Yi Chen would surrender, he asks Qin Hongyan a technical question. Qin Hongyan, may I ask if what you just said is your personal decision or the Jiasheng Group's decision? Qin Hongyan, without hesitation and with total confidence, responds, it is absolutely the decision of both. In response, Yi Chen traps her in a logical trap and declares, you are vice president of the Jiasheng Group, not the chairman. So what right do you have to represent the stance of the Jiasheng Group? Hearing this logical argument from Yi Chen, murmuring begins in the crowd. People realize he's right and start saying, absolutely correct. President Qin's position isn't the highest in the Jiasheng Group. Another guest from a legal angle mentions, logically speaking, she can't make decisions in the chairman's name. A third man adds, anyway, there's no deep relationship between them. Hearing these words from the people, Qin Hongyan feels she's getting into trouble. To save herself and maintain her respect, she decides to tell a big lie and declares, fine, I originally didn't want to say this, but since today you want to die knowing the truth, I'll tell everyone. Actually, the newly appointed chairman of the Jiasheng Group is my lover. Hearing this, the mind of the real chairman, that is, Yi Chen, is shaken. He thinks with surprise, damn, when did I become your lover? Qin Hongyan, shocked, it slips from his mouth. What? Qin Hongyan stands firm in her false story and emphasizes clearly, I said Chairman Yi is my lover. Yi Chen, hearing this, thinks to himself, aren't you ashamed to call me your lover to my face? And hearing this bombshell revelation from Qin Hongyan, murmuring breaks out among the present guests, and everyone looks at each other in surprise. People connecting the dots comment, that mysterious Chairman Yi is actually President Qin's boyfriend. That's why he suddenly appeared in Yun City. Immediately flattering, he comments, President Qin, why didn't you say this before? If Chairman Yi is your lover, then we can breathe easy. Yahello calculates in his mind, overflowing with happiness. The Wan family already gave money to Qin Hongyan. Since Qin Hongyan is the chairman's lover, then the 70 million financing is practically guaranteed. Then Qin Hongyan, a bit embarrassed and trying to cover her lie, manages the matter clearly. My boyfriend is very serious about his work. He always keeps work and personal life completely separate. The matter doesn't end there. Then, advancing, she asks the crowd to help ensure this lie isn't discovered. So I hope everyone helps me keep this matter a secret. Seeing this drama from Qin Hongyan, Yi Chen finds it laughable inside. Understanding the irony of the situation, he thinks to himself, this woman first boasted with great pride, but now she's afraid other people will leak this outside, so now she put forth this excuse about secrecy. Seeing him laugh, Qin Hongyan feels insulted. She gets irritated and asks, what are you laughing at, Yi Chen? To give her a reality check, he throws an indirect remark. I heard Chairman Yi is not only extremely rich but also handsome and talented. Although President Qin is a bit attractive, the question is, would she be Chairman Yi's choice? Probably not, right? Hearing this, Qin Hongyan's ego is wounded, and she starts boasting even more. With arrogance, showing off her achievements, she says, Chairman Yi also fell in love with me at first sight. He rented an entire island in Southeast Asia, arranged a spectacular confession ceremony, and got down on one knee to ask me to be his girlfriend, the ultimate fanfiction moment. The crowd, hearing this, says wow, and is completely impressed. But being the real chairman, Yi Chen is shocked to hear this and thinks, woman, do you really know how to make up stories? Very well. Then, tired of this pointless discussion, he says, forget it. I don't want to argue with you anymore. At this point, Yi Chen shifts his attention, and turning directly toward Yao, announces his final decision. Yao, let's go right now to the Civil Affairs Office to start the divorce process. Hearing this, Yao also responds with equal anger. Fine, let's go. But then Junny blocks their path. He doesn't want to let them go so easily and says in a mocking tone, don't be in such a hurry. Leave after eating at the birthday banquet. When we start the feast in a bit, we'll also put a bowl out for you by the door. After all, after eating, you have to leave Yun City. The eat like a dog insult. Then Junny turns toward Ma Kun and remembering old stories comments, I still have to thank you, Boss Ma. That scene outside where you made Yi Chen take off his clothes was classic. Exactly like training a dog. Ma Kun, also happy to hear his praise, says, young Master Wan is being too polite. He makes a final decision. Ma Kun's job must end right now. There will be no more audience after this. Without wasting a second, he immediately takes out his phone and dials a special number. On the other side comes that respectful voice of an old man. Third young master. Without wasting time to confirm his target, Yi Chen asks, "That man who works delivering food and always insisted on giving food to my grandfather. What was his name? I don't remember." Over the phone, the old man immediately confirms the details. "You are talking about the CEO of Tuan Delivery, John Chu." Hearing the name, Yi Chen orders directly. "Exactly. It's him. Contact him now and tell him to revoke the Tuan Delivery Agency in Yun City with immediate effect." Hearing this, all the people present are shocked. They can't believe their ears about what level of matter this guy is talking about and to whom he is giving orders. Over the phone, the old man, continuing the matter, mentions, "Yes, he has always wanted to meet the old master and get in contact with him, so he will surely be happy to do this job for you. Thinking about it, his net worth now exceeds 50 billion, so he is worthy of eating with the old master." Hearing this, Yi Chen, a bit impressed like an elder, comments, "Hectometers. This kid has made quite good progress in recent years. Someday set up a meeting with me. I'll give him an audience." The old man immediately obeys. "Yes, young master." As soon as Yi Chen hangs up the phone, there is silence for a moment because people don't understand if this was real or some joke. The calm before the face slap moment. But in the next moment, Junyi begins to laugh uproariously as if he heard the biggest joke of the century. "Yi Chen, what kind of drama are you putting on?" He wipes a tear from his eye. Calling the CEO of Tuan, giving him orders. "Your delusion of grandeur is clinically significant. Did getting kicked out fry your last brain cell?" The entire hall erupts in mocking laughter. Everyone convinced they're witnessing the pathetic final act of a desperate man. Ma Kun shakes his head with a pitying smirk. "Kid, you could have just knelt. Now you've made a fool of yourself in front of the entire city." Qin Hongyan looks on with cold disdain, and Wan Yao feels a twisted sense of vindication. "This is what you get for defying me," she thinks. "Your grandfather is just a farmer. The CEO has billions in wealth. Would he eat with your grandfather? Damn it, are you living in some dream?" He also stares at Yi Chen with anger. He feels all this is just for attention and comments. "How disgusting you are. If you have no capability, then you have none. Why put on this drama?" But on this side, Qin Hongyan, who is standing there, has her eyes fixed on Yi Chen. She isn't sweeping her gaze like the others, but is thinking something profound. Then suddenly cutting through the atmosphere, Ma Kun's phone rings. Ma Kun looks at the screen and excitedly shouts, "It's the CEO." He immediately answers the phone and begins to flatter him. "CEO, I was just thinking these past few days about calling you so we could discuss the contract renewal." But from the other side of the phone comes the CEO's voice, full of anger, shattering all illusions. "I'm calling specifically to inform you that your agency rating in Yun City has been revoked." Hearing this, the ground vanishes beneath Ma Kun's feet. He doesn't understand what happened and falls into deep shock. And friends, the chapter ends here. Until then, goodbye.